Greetings Guardians, Alfalfa here. So the other day I was pushing through my 3 weekly Gambit matches and I finally finished my Malfeasance quest. I know it's a bit sad that I just now finished, but in my defense I am a PvP main, so grinding massive amounts of Gambit matches isn't exactly my cup of tea. Anyway, I was looking to try it out in PvP and needless to say, I was a bit underwhelmed at first. However, I was trying out a few different weapons to pair with it, and I somehow landed on the Truthteller grenade launcher. And I never would have expected it, but this combo absolutely kicks people's teeth in. And not only that, but this is legitimately some of the most fun I've had in the Crucible in a long time. Anyway, this is obviously a pretty strange loadout, so today I want to talk with you guys a bit about why I think this combo feels so good, and hopefully convince a few of you to pick it up yourselves. Alright, so let me just give y'all a quick introduction to these weapons and what they do. For those of you who know these weapons well already, I've timestamped this video according to its different parts, so feel free to skip around as you please. First off, the Malfeasance is a 180 round per minute exotic hand cannon in the primary weapon slot. The one thing that really makes it stand out is its exotic perk, Explosive Shadow. Essentially every shot that you fire burrows into its target, and when you hit your target with 5 of these, all of those shots explode and do a bunch of extra damage to your target. We'll talk about the utility of this perk in PvP in a minute, but first, here's the Truthteller grenade launcher that I've been working with. It's a single shot grenade launcher that fires a grenade that can be detonated remotely by letting go of the trigger when you fire. It also has auto-loading holster, which is quite nice considering one must reload after every shot fired, and it also has Disruption Break, which makes your target vulnerable to kinetic damage after breaking their shields. So if you fail to one-shot an opponent with this grenade launcher but still happen to break their shields, you will likely one-tap them with your Malfeasance follow-up shot. Both of these are top-tier perks for PvP. Alright, so let's talk about the strengths of using these weapons. First of all, on our grenade launcher we have our trusty quick access sling mod, so if you don't immediately kill someone with your grenade launcher, you can easily switch over to Malf and finish them off. Secondly, sometimes Malf isn't able to kill in its optimal 4 shots, particularly on Guardians at long distances, Guardians with overshields, or super users. In the vast majority of circumstances, if you can land 5 shots with reasonable precision and the Guardian hasn't died yet, the 5 following explosions, dealing a total of 150 damage, will finish them off. Supers are a slightly different story. I ran some tests in private matches, and on a Guardian with a resilience boosting super with no damage resistance providing armor, Malf will do 28 damage to the head and 19 to the body. If you land 5 rounds, each of the 5 explosions will do an additional 15 damage. All this results in a potential damage range between 170 if you land all body shots and 215 if you land all headshots, assuming you are within effective range. Thus, you should be able to typically take out a super in 3 crits and 2 body shots, depending on their armor. Now, of course, there are other variables such as range and variable damage resistance, but the same principle of landing 5 shots, letting them explode, and finishing them off if they have any health left still remains. Now, this loadout can be used in all game modes, including competitive. It gives you abilities that other loadouts don't, such as being able to deal damage behind corners with your grenade launcher, killing Guardians at super long ranges with a hand cannon, or shutting down a super with just 5 shots from a primary weapon. These are certainly valuable abilities, but they do come with costs. For instance, it's pretty challenging to engage with enemies at close range with this loadout. You really have to be good at evading and keeping your distance from enemies. I personally found it helpful to run Top Tree Night Stalker with maximum mobility, so that if I ever got caught in a sticky situation, I could dodge, go invisible, and run away to gun my opponent down at a slightly longer range. Also, as a 180 round per minute hand cannon, Malfeasance has an optimal time to kill of 1 whole second. For reference, a 600 round per minute auto rifle can gun you down at about 0.7 seconds with reasonable consistency, so you have to be extremely mindful about strafing and using cover wisely when you get into primary fights. Part of the reason why I chose a grenade launcher as a special weapon is so that I can tag up opponents before engaging with them as a means of compensating for that high time to kill. All that to say, this loadout certainly has its downsides, but it's redeemed by its unique super killing and ranged abilities, and also by superior ability usage. Well, my friends, thank you so much for coming and watching. Part of the reason why I love to promote strange builds like this is to add a little variety in the Crucible. I believe that playstyle diversity is one of the key factors that keeps PvP playable in the long term. And especially with the recent delay of the Beyond Light expansion, it's always helpful to find things that get us through the short content drought up ahead before the new season begins. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to show your support for the channel by hitting the like button and subscribing. With that, Guardians, I wish you all safety during these strange times, and I hope to see you in the Crucible.